I'm Jessy Nite, and we're here in my studio. I moved to Miami almost 10 years ago. I moved here from New York. I was just here to do like a short program for study, and I was living on South Beach. I didn't have any roommates. My rent was like under $1,000, and there was no winter, and I was just like, man, this is awesome. I want to stay here. I'm lucky because I keep getting work, and I constantly have people who are interested in the work, but at the same time, I think if I just stopped making it, people wouldn't be missing it too much. They'd probably just be like, okay, look at this other person I started following on Instagram. People always started off calling me a street artist, and I was like, man, like I've done murals before, but like I'm not a street artist. You know, structure is something that I really like. Function is something that I really like. I think why I've always been drawn to typography is because you're trying to create the same recognizable thing over and over, but knowing what you can change and what you can't to keep it readable and like retain the certain properties of communication that it has. So I make my own typography. Some of it's directly from paintbrushes, other things are hand-drawn and then digitized on the computer, but everything that I use is my own unique font. To prove yourself, I think, as an artist sometimes, or at least to prove your concepts, you know, you should be able to show that they work across different mediums. And now I've been finally moving into bringing these shadow pieces, these sun installations outdoors. So those pieces are specifically placed in a neighborhood or at a location, and whatever the text is really speaks to that. High Hopes is located in Little Haiti. And it's kind of an aspirational message because it speaks to like a very low income population in this area, very hardworking people, and you know, you see like a lot of hustle and bustle in front of the sign. But then this is also a neighborhood that is like the new center for speculation investment in Miami. High Hopes really speaks to the hope of these investors, you know, the people of the neighborhood. It addresses a lot of different sides, and I think that's common with all of my text work. It's very like layered. It has a lot of different meanings to different people. I think it's really just about making work that's yours. And that seems like such an easy thing, but it's actually really difficult, and in this age of internet and just seeing and seeing and seeing and seeing everything, all this visual pollution, it's very hard to make original work. And that's where I think, you know, having a strong conceptual narrative to your work is important. I also had a really amazing high school art teacher. He taught me that you really have to do quality and quantity, and it's really about always producing work. And if you're constantly producing work, you're going to find the truest work. And that is what I always think separates good work from not so great work. You know, you really can see when it's coming from like this original place. So many artists love to pretend like they just make some shit and throw it together and it's supposed to be ironic and stuff, but I don't really buy that. And even if people front like there's not some deep truth to their work, you know what, I'm gonna call them out and say I think that it is there, and I think it is important.